My name's Oscar.
My name is Carl, and this
And
is
Who Would Watch This? Welcome to Who Would Watch This, the podcast where we watch a film, chat about the film, and then try and figure out who would watch this.
Today we're talking about Lara Croft Tomb Raider, The Cradle, Secret of the Cradle.
Why you need to look it up? It's a flawless, easy
that's
title.
Right, sorry. Lara Croft Tomb Raider, The Cradle of Life. I've never seen a title that has like Lara Croft. And
Yeah,
then, like, the two
ampersand,
yeah, and then
Lara
a dash.
Croft. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. They just really thought this franchise could not die.
I would have loved it if after life it was just like an ellipsis. Just, and then you're like, and
we've got more.
Oscar, what's the plot?
Adventurer Lara Croft goes on a quest to save the mythical Pandora box before an evil scientist finds it and recruits a former Marine turned mercenary to assist her.
Damn.
Wow.
Sounds like a hot time at the movies.
That's what they said in 2003. Everyone was saying it. Everyone.
This
all the
is a
magazines.
definitive hot time. at
Carl,
the movies.
before we get into this hot mess, I'm calling it now.
Whoa, really?
We don't like to be opinionated on this.
You mean this 2003 masterpiece?
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
That's where I'm at. Should we go to last week before we watch the film to see who we thought we would watch this?
Yes. Oscar, we're continuing with
More Tomb Raider.
More Tomb Raider.
More Lara.
More Lara.
Yeah, in
we're
my
going
veins.
straight into the Cradle of Truth.
Yeah.
Of life.
Yeah.
We're going straight into the
Terrence Malick's Cradle of Life.
Yeah,
and it's gonna be stunning.
We're going to be cradled. It's going to be beautiful. Wouldn't
Yeah.
it be crazy if Terrence Malick did a Tomb Raider film?
Oh my god, he would spend so much time in those goddamn tombs on a
And
personal
then he'd
screen.
cut Lara Croft out of it without letting anyone know. Angelina Jolie would be like, wasn't I meant to be in this? And
It's
he's like,
called
"Yeah, well."
Lara Croft. We had a whole title thing. Come on, what's going on there? He has a whole thing. He doesn't like being like photographed or filmed ever, like Terrence Malick. I imagine he has a really silly accent.
Terrence Malick,
Yeah.
oh for sure. I like to think he sounds like the Swedish chef
Yeah.
from the Muppets. I think that would be so good where you're just like, he makes beautiful films, but I didn't know where to stand or what to do.
Those Swedish filmmakers know how to make beautiful art, but God, they sound silly. Don't ever watch Wild Strawberries, the director's cut. It's just him in the chatting in the background. It's horrid.
Oh my god, there's such few strawberries in that film. It's really fucking infuriating. Thought it was going to be a whole movie about jam.
I thought I would be jam packed of strawberries, and sadly,
Absolutely. Life affirming.
But is it? Carl, we're chatting about Tomb Raider Cradle of Life, not actual films. We've just burnt our whistle with this one.
Yeah, we've started our wick.
Yeah.
It is burning, and now we're up to this one. I'm excited to do this one because I used to watch it on TV all the time.
Because you have seen this. You've seen
I have for sure.
Yeah.
I've seen all the Tomb Raiders. You'd think I was a fan, but I'm not. This one has Gerard Butler in it, and this one merged in my memory with the one from last
You
week.
pitched it with, we've got to watch Lara Croft. It's got Gerard Butler, and messaged me halfway through. Going, this is not the Gerard Butler one. So we've really had to stretch our whole.
really
belief.
did.
We might be watching that new one and hoping that Gerard Butler's in that one.
I'm excited because I don't want to spoil it for you, but
Yeah.
there was like a thing in this that has always stuck with me because I've never been like was that set up? Were we really going to do that? Okay. But I only know that like I associate that with Gerard Butler. So the thing that I was excited about seeing that I wanted to see in the first one was really in this one. So halfway through watching that first one, when I didn't see Gerard Butler, I was like, oh, it's the wrong one.
It's a crazy emotion you just had. Just like, there should be more Gerard Butler
Where
in
the
this.
hell? I want more butts.
Yeah,
I
you're a
want more
studio
Jerry
exec.
butts. God. Anyway, but Oscar, what's your thoughts?
I
Have you
gotta
seen this
tell
one?
you, watching that one Tomb Raider, I was like, that's enough. And that's fine. I thought it was fun, but I don't want to watch any more.
Yeah,
So
but what if they had Gerard Butler?
Okay, well, I'm back in.
Yeah,
okay,
for sure.
Okay, I'm like a shark investing in this one. I'll put $20 million for 5% of the company. I don't really care what's going to carry on, but I guess you're going to find more tombs. So
You'd hope,
you'd hope so.
but
And
there's really no way to tell.
I couldn't tell you what the Cradle of Life really means. That's vague as hell. Like it's not even like it's vague, like in like sort of like a buzzy like affirmation or like a simulate. Like it's not like one of those subtitles. Like it's a very specific thing that I can't imagine. Like unless they're doing like a baby Jesus sort of cradle vibe. Are they doing that?
Can a cradle be anything? In my mind, a cradle is only for a baby.
Yes, I think that and falling out of trees at quite large heights.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
maybe she's doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oscar, who do we think is going to watch this? Who is this for? Why'd they make it? Why are we here again?
I was looking through Angelina Jolie's filmography, and I feel like she was in all the news when I was, I don't know, 10 or something. Like, all the magazines were like, she's it. And I've just always sort of registered that with just, she's been in a lot of films. She's been around a lot. It's crazy. This might be her only franchise.
Yeah.
And might be maybe her, like, third best film.
She's Tigress, though.
Yeah, she's Tigress. Is she in? She's not in all the Kung Fu Pandas, surely.
She didn't come back for that new one.
Oh, isn't there 4 now?
Yeah, she didn't come back for the 4th.
Gotcha.
She's in the first 3, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, but like a lot of people are in those ones, and like Jackie Chan gets like one line. Like you'd be a bit like,
he's the monkey.
He's the monkey. He's a great monkey.
Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen gets most of the lines, which always surprises me.
And David Cross is the crane.
It's so star-studded, and they forget to use them. I guess she just got to go to like Shanghai for a bit. Good for her. I guess if you're into the franchise of Angelina Jolie, I think if you want to watch Kung Fu Panda, this, and The Eternals, then you're gonna love this.
Yeah, if you're in the
if you like seeing her character progressing throughout movies, this is for you.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know this, but she's a very unique actress in the sense that she's always played the same character. So this is always an evolution from the previous film.
Yeah.
So Lara Croft really is simply just the girl that was interrupted.
It was very bold to start with Girl Interrupted, but hey, Kung Fu Panda 3 really nailed the arc of that whole thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who do I think it's going to be for? I think this is going to be for fans of Gerard Butler.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's young. He's hunky in it, from memory. I think he's
a young Gerard Butler.
It's a young Jerry Butts.
What's Gerard Butler's sort of rise to fame? Because I feel like
it's got to be 300, right?
Oh, that's like his big break. But
Yeah.
like, what's like his? I guess maybe was he? Because this was like a big part. Surely. What was his like 90s rise?
Well, I don't know. It was the same thing with Daniel Craig when I was like, what are you doing in this, Daniel Craig? And then you're like, I guess you weren't really anybody at the moment.
No.
You're just sort of like aren't you lucky to be acting alongside Angelina Jolie?
So Gerard Butts is sort of, this is like, he's stepping in. He's figuring it out.
It must be. I mean, what else would it be? This is it.
This is his break?
This is, looking at his other ones, I've never really heard of them. He did that like Dracula 2000, which I have heard of but not seen.
Mm-hmm.
And then after this, his next big one would be the Phantom of the Opera.
Wow. Bending into that. Good for him.
Yeah.
Well, I guess if you're starting at your Gerard Butler watch party, this is where you start.
He's only 3 years off of 300. So obviously he was building.
He's building to it.
Yeah, he's building
300 to Sparta. I mean, good
Yeah,
for hم.
that's right.
That's a big leap.
No, that must have been fun when he was like, what am I doing here? And they're like, we're going to give you crazy abs and everything's a green screen.
Yep.
And you're going to be all the rage and everyone's going to think Zack Snyder might become something.
He will. Hey. Gahul's around the corner. You're a bloody
throw an
fool.
offer from it. Huh? Give me a little bit of a taste of that Rebel Moon, huh? Am I right? Where's the Scar Giver at? We all watched that one, right?
It's crazy you're referencing things in that film. Like, that's crazy. Like, you've watched that film, retained a piece of information.
Haven't seen it.
Yeah.
I just knew that it was going to be a big thing in the zeitgeist and thought I'd keep attention on it. And boy, did it pay off.
What a good investment you made. Carl, Tomb Raider, Cradle Snatcher. What are we thinking about this nasty little flick?
I'm thinking, not interested.
I was really all in. I think the first one...
sorry, you keep
I
going.
was going to say, the first one I was a bit like, it's a bit camp, it's a bit fun, we're doing this. When they rock up and go, we're doing it again, I went, oof, maybe too quick together.
Yeah.
Too quick together.
I think too quick together. I think this movie has an insane opening with a shark that is phenomenal.
It is. It all works.
It does. It all works.
Although I was mocking it before, maybe I'm all in 100%. Carl, we're in Santorini, Greece. Doesn't look gorgeous.
I wrote a beautiful wedding. This whole situation happened at my wedding, where we all had to go treasure hunting.
Yeah.
So once an earthquake, always an earthquake.
Yeah, Santorini is famous for its earthquakes around wedding time, and then you gotta do the whole tomb thing.
Is that what happens here? Is it an earthquake? Is that what we're saying?
I need to look up, because I went on Wikipedia, I was like, what just happened here? Yes, there's an earthquake that opened up the tomb.
I like that they imply the DJ did it with his massive
well,
bangers.
His beats were just too sick, and then the whole crater opened up and hell opened up.
Like, the gods got angry at you, buddy.
Zeus was not happy with that Daruda sandstorm.
I did love as the rocks were falling, they created the title. I was like, yay! I enjoy a fun title.
So far, we're all positive, really.
Oh, yeah. Oh, don't worry. It's going to go downhill really quickly. Basically, a lot of people are starting to look for treasure. Lara Croft comes in on a jet ski, doing a shit ton of tricks, just showing off.
Yeah. I do like in this film, and it doesn't really feel like they've really continued her character. She didn't have much in the first one.
No, she's just British.
She's
That's
just
the
British in this
defining
one,
trait.
and most of the time she seems like she's done with tombs, and really all she does want to do is fuck around on like horses, jet skis. She just seems like she's into extreme sports. I feel like Red Bull just like she got YouTube and Red Bull, and then she's blowing up.
It almost feels like she wishes she was Xander Cage.
Yeah. Oh well, don't we all?
Don't we all?
Triple X. Himself.
Have we done those on the podcast?
We've definitely done one. We did the newer one.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
We didn't do the older ones?
We can do the older ones.
It feels like we should do the older ones.
I think we should do the older
Okay,
ones. We
good.
should do the older
Ice
ones.
Cube's in one. Don't you want to believe he's a spy?
Is he the spy?
Yeah.
I feel like he'd be like the Wayne for the Kim Possible.
No.
Okay.
He's the big spy.
He's the big spy.
He's big spy vibes. Yeah, I do love that she's so into like, hey guys, did you miss me? And just flipping on waves. They're also all just like, are you gonna come on the boat or just hang out over there?
It feels like they've hired these Greek guys for the day, and they're just like, we've done this before. Can we wrap this up? You know, we've got a couple of weddings to go, a couple of tombs to explore. The tomb looks pretty fun.
Yeah, look, Lara comes out. She's wearing a skin-tight costume that they use on the poster.
Yeah.
I thought this was a bad idea because it immediately makes her look like a seal.
It does.
So, and I thought, what are they going to do here? It pays off because the shark does go for her.
Yes.
But I thought she was dangerous diving in that attire.
Totally. You can look like what you'd feel like a dolphin. You know what you'd feel like.
And it looks dolphin-esque.
Yeah.
It looks like she might be wearing dolphin carcass.
Of course, yeah. Oh, it's the best way to swim.
It's always the best way to swim.
Most people, most surfers know you want to skin and leather tan your own dolphin, and then you get a beautiful wetsuit out
It would
of
be
it.
crazy as if she came out, she was like, I love tombs, but I'm also pro animal violence. Look, this one has a little blowhole at the back. That's the front part is what I used for the back of this. And then over here is the fin. But obviously I needed a fin for either side of my arms for buoyancy.
I used the dolphin's teeth as a zip.
Yep, that's
Pretty good.
right. She's like, so I killed 3 dolphins and created this one wetsuit.
Yeah,
so
I'm not green. I don't use the whole body. I went out and found a singular dolphin for each body part I needed for the body.
I'm vegetarian, so couldn't consume any of the meat.
I burnt it with a bunch of gasoline.
That's right.
Yeah.
People said, couldn't I consume it considering you've already killed it? And I said, no.
And cooked it.
Yep, that's right. But that's grease for you,
That's
she
Greece.
said.
Classic Santorini.
Classic Santorini.
You were there. We had the dolphin.
We were
burning
all
thing.
there. We were like, there's never any dolphin on this island.
Well, it's been hunted to extinction.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
That's by
why
Lara Croft.
That bitch. I mean, it's good stuff, though. Yeah, you are right. She gets into this tomb, and again, it seems like she's just doing it because it's in the name, but she does not want to see this tomb.
She hates a tomb.
Yeah.
Hates a tomb.
I guess, because all her friends are like always like, yes, gold. She doesn't care about the gold. She's there for the historical stuff. She finds an orb.
What's she rich from? Her dad?
I think her dad. I think similar. I think they've sold a lot of this stuff to museums.
Yeah,
I think they're. I guess.
So there is a business happening here. She
Yeah.
is greedy. Like Lara Croft is a greedy character.
Maybe she's not greedy, but one person in her family has once been greedy, taken all the gold and all the artifacts, and then sold them to businesses. So that's where they made them wealth. Maybe she's just doing it for fun now.
Anyway, everything goes wrong.
Yeah.
She ends up having to get saved by a submarine. What I loved about this is then her live-in tech guy rocks up.
Yeah.
Who I was not expecting to be back for this film.
I couldn't believe the butler and the tech guy were
I
back.
know. Well, when they were both back, I was there going, whole gang is back together. It's like a scene where they're all fighting in a library, and I
Yeah.
was like, I love this dynamic.
It's a
It was
fun
weird. I
dynamic.
was nostalgic for last week.
But you have to be, because this is a real weird rags to riches team.
It's a weird 3. It's such a weird
Because
3.
there's no real there's one power dynamic. It's just like, but normally you'd have like a weak man, Lara Croft as the boss, and then maybe like a snooty butler. But I feel like both of them just become kind of weak men who are kind of just doing stuff for her. And that's the dynamic. Maybe that's in the games, but what a weird thing to put in the games.
These guys can't be from the games.
Surely the tech guy and
It's
the butler guy. Surely.
It's bizarre. Also, her tech this movie is high tech. It is like we're in a science fiction film when it comes to what I own.
I love it. So the glasses look sick. Actually, no, sorry. The main thing that you say that because you're right. When she's like finding the orb, but she finds the tomb, she immediately goes, let me just get out my Motorola camcorder, which looks ridiculous now, but like back then you'd be like, fuck, that's a pretty small micro camcorder.
Crazy.
And they're getting what, 19 megapixels? Holy shit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind buying that.
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff I want to buy. This feels like a Macca's kind of commercial. Just like the whole thing, like you can get this at home.
And get the dolphin suit for sure.
Oh, here's the thing. You want a good dolphin suit, you gotta source it yourself.
Here's the thing. Look, I'm not one to I'll get a second-hand one,
I mean, that's
as long as it's been cured correctly.
Oh, and they never are.
No, they never are.
Yeah. If you're selling it, you haven't cured it right. It's
that last prosciutto jacket I bought was not cured correctly at all.
You were just wearing that wet meat sack for a while.
Right. And I looked great in it. We then get introduced to our villain.
Yes.
Our villain is on a plane, and he's got a pretty kooky, crazy narrative to him. He's obsessed with disease.
Yes.
And so he puts Ebola on the plane.
Yeah.
Lets somebody die from it, and then is like, you're all going to have a pill if you want to live.
Yeah.
Which I thought was a crazy conceit.
It's a crazy conceit. It is Kieran Hines, who that name does not sound familiar. However, you look up, you go, huh, that guy.
He's
from
in everything.
Everything. I couldn't tell you what.
He's always this character to me.
He is always
well.
a character. I feel like he might be in Game of Thrones for maybe a couple episodes.
We'd never know.
We never
no
know.
way
but
of
you,
knowing.
But you all know him. Just Google Kieran Hines and you go, oh, that guy.
And just simply find your favorite Kieran Hines project, because you'll have one.
And it's probably this, because this is a crazy conceit, because I don't know what is his motivation. Just chaos.
I think so.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure what he wanted because it seemed like he already had money, but I also thought if he was simply just getting rich people onto a plane and then releasing Ebola and then being like, everyone pay me $100 million for the antidote, I think he'd just do that. He could just keep chartering private planes with rich people and selling off that.
I will tell you, because here's the thing. His goal is essentially to open Pandora's box. The orb shows the map to Pandora's
box. The Cradle
box.
of Life
The Cradle
is
of Life.
actually Pandora's box.
Which is ironic, because sometimes it doesn't contain life.
It doesn't, yeah, that's
now,
right.
his whole plan is, I'm going to release Pandora's box. The world's going to go to shit, but I'm going to be fine. Now, personally, if you know about Pandora's box, it's quite aggressive. And I just think he's got Ebola, which is containable because he has the little pill. I think he should start there.
I think it's odd that he's making the leap from Ebola to Pandora's box.
Yes.
It feels like there should be some other stepping stones in there.
Yeah, surely, there must be something else.
He also feels, now it occurs to me, straight out of a Dan Brown novel. Don't you reckon?
100%. He's so wickedly evil. It kind of is great. We've also got the Chinese mafia, as their backbone.
Bizarre combination.
It's a crazy
what,
double.
What would the Chinese mafia and Kieran Hines have to talk about?
I don't know. It's like the Irish versus the Chinese, and they're all clumped together, and it's an odd beat because the film's like, don't worry about the Chinese mafia. We're only going to China for a bit, and then we're out of there. So don't worry about it. So it's a weird conceit, but he is the villain, and he's wickedly evil.
He's wickedly evil. I wish we could see him get defeated by Robert Langdon.
Is that not the plot of the third one?
Yeah, that's why he feels exactly like this, where he's like, there's Ebola, and then there's Pandora's box. You're like, crazy.
It does feel so Dan Brownie, because it's just like that leap of just settle and don't do the Christ stuff. You know?
I would love it if he just kept on being like, Lara Croft, you're not right. Meant to have Tom Hanks here.
Surely. Oh, Angelina Jolie.
We also just get a lot of Lara Croft just training for things.
Yes, she keeps going, hey boys, I've got little to no intel. I know there was an orb in that cave. It's Alexander's cave. You know the one. And they're just like, hey, just look up every orb and just figure out, just send me everything. I'm going to go on my horseback and shoot arrows. Good luck,
what situation would she need to train to be on horseback with a shotgun?
It's crazy it doesn't come back.
That's what I thought. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, this is a bizarre thing to cut to.
Yeah.
But obviously this
She'll be on a motorbike, she'll have a
this
gun.
will come back up
know.
again.
Surely Gerard Butler with it. Nope, doesn't come up.
Nope, not at all.
I guess it's just a lot of sequences of just Angelina Jolie looking kind of hot, but it's definitely doing things that are so extremely a bit I don't know, I'm more focused on the shotgun horse thing, you know? I don't know how hot this is as an activity. Maybe that's just me. That's on me. But personally, I'm not super like into this.
Well, she comes back and she's upset that MI6 has ruined her horse riding shotgun afternoon.
Many are. MI6, those wet blankets. They do rock up and go, you fucking sluts. What do you want, huh? Here to ruin my fucking pie? Like, we found your man. She's like, okay, I'm sad. And go on, your majesty.
So she needs to go and get Gerard Butler out of a prison so that he can come and help.
Yes.
So she goes to meet Gerard Butler. Gerard Butler, an incredible intro. He's doing push-ups upside down off of the ceiling.
It's good stuff.
Damn.
It's like a gulag, but it's definitely a lot more Scooby-Doo in their sense. It's like Alcatraz. No, not Alcatraz. What's the Harry Potter one?
Oh, Azkaban.
Just like it's all rocky and there's a bunch of like prisoners in cages and rocks. It's very stylish, but it's very secure.
She walks in the craziest outfit as well, and that makes the prison go nuts.
It's like this dolphin wetsuit that she's got a couple. You gotta have a couple, and all the boys are going feral. Yeah, they're hooting and hollering.
Is that Dolphin? They're like, I haven't seen Dolphin at the Met Gala in years.
I've not seen a woman or a dolphin, and I don't care. I'm horny Randy. They've got their little cups. They're banging against the bars. They're going,
yeah, that's
Randy.
right. They're going like, oh my God, am I attracted to dolphins now? Who would have thought?
How long have I been in this prison for? This is getting aggressive.
It sure is. So Gerard Butler's like, I'm in. She's basically like, I'm going to free you. I'm in.
Yeah. No I don't really know what his only caveat is. I think it's just like you have to change your name. It's like, I'm still in. I am in this prison for 22, I think, 100 years. Is he in for killing or betraying the government or something?
I think he's in there for being a goddamn hunk. I think they were just like, sorry, those two arms you got are weapons and they're not allowed to travel. Get in prison.
He is aggressively just like, you go, wowee, you are a Sparta.
He looks great. And as soon as he talks, you're like, what? Why are you in this setting? He's never been like...
Oh, right, how you bloody doing, Lara, you gorgeous goose? You're like, whoa.
It's crazy. There's only room for him. Is it because he is? What's he Scottish?
Yeah,
yeah. He is the only Scottish actor like in America. Like they're just like that. And until he's dead, we're not electing another one. Yeah. It's just him.
He's also got like an American Scottish accent. Like it's what like an American wants a Scottish person to sound like.
Yeah.
So he's legible, but like it's still odd though and aggressive.
Have you seen Law Abiding Citizen?
No, I haven't. What's
that? Oh my God, it is the best film ever made. It's Gerard Butler, who is we might just do it on the podcast. I don't want to spoil it. Actually,
okay,
fuck it. We're doing
we
that.
We might do that. We're doing a Gerard Butler month, just so you know. We have that.
Not even a month. We were going to do a year of Gerard Butler.
There's so many Gerard Butler films. I thought we should
totally do it. It's harder to find a good film he's in, but like, and nobody like Law Abiding Citizen is a poorly reviewed movie, but it is the best movie ever made. Like it is.
Can you give me the log line, or is that too much of a spoiler? Still?
It's just a man decides to kill a lot of people in incredible ways.
And you've sold me.
You've
sold me.
Yeah. Yeah. I cannot wait for you to watch that. I mean, that's just like 15-year-old me's favorite film of all time.
Fuck, that's what a selling point.
It's
just like,
so good.
Oh my God, he never fucking dies.
And I remember that movie made its way around the high school and everyone was like, have you seen Law Abiding Citizen? That's the coolest fucking movie ever made.
What a crazy playground little
chat.
Oh
God, it was so good. I was probably burning the DVD and giving it to people.
Setting up a DVD racketeering little system.
They're like, oh, can you burn any DVD? Nope,
just
Law Abiding Citizen.
That's the software does. I'm sorry, Carl. At this point, I was a bit bored and the film knew. So Gerard Butler's like, we can take my truck. And Lara's like, no, we won't. We'll get there quick. We smash. It is the most aggressive smash cut I've ever seen in a film. They are now in a jet going, I want to say 1 billion miles per hour.
And
they
fast.
fly into China. And when I say that, I mean, they literally fly into China.
China would have been like, are you attacking us?
It's a ballistic missile attacking because they go straight into the lake. They're going so fast. They're ejector seating out. I found out ejector seats have a pretty bad fatality rate.
Yeah.
Because you're going 1,000 miles
They
per hour.
kill more
and
lives
then
than they save.
Because you're going up and then just flying back. But they're back in a big way. They're in China now. It's so aggressive.
So what I thought was hilarious about this is because in my mind, the Lara Croft should really be like an Indiana Jones who's like, I care about the history and I don't want things to get ruined and I want everyone to be safe and sound. But she's like, oh, look at this absolute harmony in China right now. Blows into a mountain and litters shrapnel all over the water.
Why did they kamikaze this car?
Oh my god! Why did they come in so fast and hot? It feels like they could just parachuted down.
Totally. I don't know why. Remember the last one? She was like, I called in a favor. They dropped me off by car in a plane. Why was that not an option?
It feels like Lara Croft is here to destroy history.
Yeah.
There is a scene coming up where she's going to ruin every terracotta warrior. Like, she does not care. They get into China and they need to start looking for, I guess, where Gerard Butler has his contact.
Yes.
Who knows things and has things.
It's vague for a good reason.
It is. My favorite thing is Gerard Butler's like, shut up, Lara. We're not looking at tombs this movie, or something like that. And you're like, why are we here then? If you're not going to go into tombs,
It wastes our time, doesn't it?
It does.
This film's an extra 20 minutes longer, and I was a bit like,
Why?
Why? Because they just waste your time. They're just like, we're not gonna look for tombs. They get ambushed.
20 minutes longer and half the amount of tombs, and there were only 2 tombs in the first one. How aren't there more tombs for her to raid?
The finale isn't in a tomb. It's in like a shadow realm.
Is her only tomb the first tomb?
First one, and would you count the terracotta warriors? I would say this is more like a cove or like a cave. It feels more like
it's
a cave.
Not a tomb.
It's a cave.
I'll tell you what.
Oh, sorry. A tomb has got a bunch of... well, I guess technically it's a tomb.
No, this is a cave.
No, I'm agreeing with you 100%.
This is a cave.
I'm sure the definition of a tomb is there is a dead person there.
Agree with me, this is a cave.
I'm agreeing with you. It's a cave. It's a sandy cave with terracotta warriors in there. I know there technically is a dead guy there, and it was built because there is a dead guy there, but it's not a tomb.
Do we think a terracotta warrior would be less tasty than a tempura warrior?
Yes.
When the big fight ensues.
Well, let me just rip up that. Well, that's half my fucking bits. I really wish you yes-and me a bit more. I wish you no-and me a bit more. I had a lot on stone-based food. I guess we'll have to...
did you? I was going to go into different types of batter. Beer batter. Gluten-free batter.
Wow, you really...
Those are all the batters.
Didn't even just have batter.
Crumbed. Pan-fried.
No.
Seared.
This is not batters. This is ways to cook batter. You're really butchering. Steamed batter? Could you... What a gloopy mess. You're a fucking idiot. You're a fucking fool.
Agree with me then.
Fun, but terracotta warriors would be gorgeously tasty.
They would
On a
be.
little marinated bun.
Well salted.
Oh, I'm talking sodium to the max. They both get ambushed, and I think there's 2 gang members that have information. It's like kind of like a mini boss in a video game, which kind of works. But here we don't care.
Yeah, I don't mind. They kill everyone. There's a part where they're going down the rope and they're just shooting people ad hoc and everyone is just dying.
What did we think about this rope thing? Because I thought it was beautiful. I thought, so for context, there's 2 ropes hanging down off the cave. Lara and Gerard, in synchronicity, jump, do a flip, and then both catch it with their legs, both hanging upside down, and then shoot. They didn't discuss this pre. I just want to know, was this like a technique you learn in the CIA or the MI6?
I just think it's 2 souls meeting.
Bound.
Bound.
Oh, okay.
I think it's just, wow, we're really in sync and beautiful.
Because we do get a little chat in the cave, not a tomb, that they, have some backstory. What do we think about this?
I don't believe it.
Nope, not in the slightest.
Not in the slightest. There's not only no chemistry between the 2 of them, but there's just no chemistry between the 2 of them at all.
There's a scene where they fuck, and it might be the most aggressive jump cut. And after that big kamikaze scene, it's the most aggressive cut of the whole film. You go, whoa, we're doing this?
Do we think this was meant to be Daniel Craig's character?
Surely, but why would he not come back? No, 2003.
He picked another film. I looked it up because I was like, "Where is he?" His other movie, I can't remember the title of it, but it's about he starts sleeping with this mum while also sleeping with the daughter on the side. So anyway, Daniel Craig decided not to come back because he just simply wanted to fuck.
Yeah, he wanted to fuck.
That's what that comes across as.
Yeah, it's funny. Angelina Jolie was like, "Nope, I want a whole incest thing." God. He's a pro, and that's how he got Bond.
That's absolutely how we got Bond. Do you know how we know that? Because we didn't see Gerard Butler as Bond.
No.
Nope.
Didn't see Brad Pitt as Bond. Nope.
They could. None of them could do it. Right. Only Danny Craig.
Yeah. Danny Craig fucks, sucks, and plucks. That's in
But
that
he
order.
mostly plucks.
He mainly plucks. He's a bad man.
I do love after this fight.
Yes.
Because they immediately come down the rope, hop in a car, start driving away, and it just pans to Shanghai, 74 kilometers. Who put that sign there? This is off the beaten track. It's not a main road with and this is how far it is to get there. What the fuck? That was egregious to put that sign there.
That's so cheeky, isn't it? They're just like, we need to get to the next scene. Art department. Wasn't it in English as well?
Yeah, it was all in it. It was just one of those. It looked like an Australian sign. It just looked terrible. Why was it there?
Well, constantly the Chinese need to know.
They need to know where Shanghai is at all times.
In English,
they are in countryside China.
It's so rural.
It's so rural.
No way. I don't know the geography, but surely this is pretty close. That's very close. Take the jet also. Yeah. Why not? Carl, we're in Shanghai. I think this is a big studio. It looks cool, but it is like a studio. They've recreated the whole thing. Do we think?
I don't know.
It looks like a big set. It looks cool though.
Yeah. Where do we think? Well, I don't know.
73 kilometers away. That's where it is.
No, when they go down to when they're going through the streets and everything, is that what you mean by the big set?
I think so. It's like when they have the big the helicopter sequence.
Yes, that is a set. Sorry, yeah. I'm thinking I'm further along.
Not the lab. No.
Yes. Oh,
the villain refuses to get out of a helicopter, and it causes, I want to say, 100 deaths.
He's frankly the worst villain at negotiating because he's constantly negotiated by thugs, and he's just. It never goes well for anyone, really.
They really shake him down constantly. Yeah. In fairness, he's a medicine man. He really shouldn't be in this crime.
He should be throwing a bowler at everyone. If he did that to that one guy, he'd just be like, a bowler. Just in his pocket, he should just be having a bowl of pills he could throw at everybody.
What a crazy villain. But you'd kind of be terrified of him. Imagine if Batman Scarecrow was just like, it's not actually fear toxin, it's just a bowler. Bam. It's like, you've got minutes. It's also sped up a bowler, which is crazy. You could do that.
Imagine the FBI being like, we're tracking a man who has a bowler in his coat. If you go near me,
he's got a bowler.
He's got a bowler and he's ready to throw it at you.
Who gave him a helicopter? He is now mobile. He is so mobile. He refuses to get out of the helicopter.
Mobile bowler man is moving quick through China.
We couldn't think of a better name. It just came to us, though. It's good. It's good. He is on a helicopter. He's like, hey... I don't know what he wants. The orb. Everyone wants the orb, but I don't know why no one knows where the orb is.
I don't want the orb.
Nobody wants the orb. Again, it's annoying that the orb is a map to the thing. You're like, guys, there's another step. Just have the Pandora's box. I didn't need all this nonsense. Because you're just like, we've got to then have to find the other thing. It's an annoying thing. Anyway, this whole thing goes tits up.
Yeah, it doesn't go well for anyone.
Yeah.
Except for Angelina Jolie, who pole vaults onto a helicopter, which was kind of sick.
Yeah. All the stunts in this, I think, are very... they're just like, we're going to do a lot of wire work. Yeah. And we're going to kind of throw actresses at helicopters, which is a good thing.
There's a stunt coming up where they jump off a building that looked incredible.
It did, didn't it?
So there's a lot of... And you know what I will say? I mean, obviously, this is a set, but... setting it in China was just a great choice because obviously that especially now, that is a deeply underfilmed place in American cinema. So I was like, wow, this is looks really fresh and things like that.
And here's the thing, stuff breaking in China looks great. All the neon signs, it's like a Jackie Chan film. It's just like we knocked a whole thing to there and it blew up and it all looks great.
Yeah.
You know, those lanterns on fire looks good. You never get that in downtown Manhattan, you know?
There's never enough neon in Manhattan.
No.
And they're trying to put it in.
Yeah.
But nobody's asking for it. And nobody's really trying to put it in.
And it's expensive.
It is expensive.
Yeah. Neon's pretty up.
The closest we get is Broadway or off Broadway. You know, it's really annoying that in they've spent most of their time just in cities. It feels like apart from the one little time they go to that cave with the terracotta warriors.
It's mainly
It's so
city-based. At one point, they're just like in a Westfield.
Yeah.
It feels not very Tomb-esque.
They're like, that's a Hoyts.
Well, they track they do the helicopter thing. They track it to like a Westfield. They're like, oh my god, the lab's under us or above us. Let's figure it out. They go to the lab and have a big shootout.
Yes, Gerard Butler turns all the lights off, and I just wasn't sure if that was really helpful for anyone.
Gerard Butler's been useless this whole time. Lara Croft's like, I need him. She did not need him. She's got her weird scientist and a butler, who again have not shown up. All they've been doing is cutting back for a second, and they've been playing a video game, and then they cut back. And you go, okay, I guess we'll do the video game thing. But yeah, Gerard Butler's useless. He's turned off some lights. And I think he got handcuffed to a rail at one point. He hasn't done much.
Kind of useless.
Yeah.
I don't know why she even needed him. Like, to continue on at least.
Yeah.
Especially when the first time they got caught in the cave, he was just like, you can kill her and we can triple our money. I'm like, this isn't the best guy.
The whole film is like, he actually might be just evil.
I
don't think he's worthy of redemption. And he is just a criminal.
Yeah, he's a fantastic criminal, and he'll show his true colors.
Yeah, so pretty much they're doing a big shooty thing. They are trying. I can't. It's just
what it feels like, though,
feel
isn't
like
it? They're doing big shooty.
Big shooty thing in a lab. There's a lot of glass to break. They're all trying to like scan the orb for an audio wave, and they're all using such primitive technology that I don't think my iPhone can do this. But it's just like they're using a shitty camcorder, being like, "You got all that," and they're like, "You know it," and then they render a beautiful 3D model, scan it for the internet for everything. Like, I've decoded it. Here's the Spotify link, and they just and that's how they get it. The orb's going to show you the way. But Carl, before they do this, they're in a lab. They're very low down. I don't really know how they get to this event, but they are in this lab, and then I feel like I blinked, and then they're on top of scaffolding, like at the top of GTA, the highest building. How do you want to say it?
Well, they hop into their like big suits,
wingsuits, which I don't know why they were there.
I just assume they had them on them.
Yeah,
you don't go anywhere without your wingsuit.
You don't, and you know what that wingsuit's made out of? A beautiful porpoise. Yeah, it's got a beautiful ambergris to it that just lets you slip through the whole wind.
I believe Lara Croft said, "If it's not made out of an aqua animal, I won't wear it."
I won't wear it. I don't wear. Here's the thing about whales: very light. Very light.
People forget about that.
Yeah.
They're one of the lightest mammals ever.
They're the biggest, lightest mammal.
Yeah.
People always say that.
People always say
they
that.
always miss out the light, though. That's why the water keeps them down. The second they're out, flying up.
Yeah, the water's what's containing them.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they'd be a bird-esque creature.
Oh, my God. Planes wouldn't stand a chance.
They'd be gliding on the wind. Just all the whales of the world. Guys, remember to thank your ocean the next time you're out there.
Whenever they try and jump out, they're trying to get free. But sadly, there's a couple of drops on them. Keeps them weighed down like a balloon.
It's like when a page gets wet. You know, a page is the lightest thing.
Yeah.
And if you made it into a plane, it could fly. But
a
alas,
wet plane,
it's
wet.
In the ocean.
Yeah. If you dried off, here's the thing. Whenever a whale gets beached, they're like, oh, thank God, I can finally go. And sadly, us horrid monsters pour them with water. If you just let them be beached, they'd fly up to heaven and they'd finally be able to fly.
Let things be beached, we say.
Isn't it crazy they blow up whales? Isn't that bonkers?
I know, you feel like there's got to be a better way.
It feels like some sick freak got their way. It feels like some sick freak was like, guys, there's no way we can move this. It's simply easy to blow it up.
I want an Oppenheimer-type film about the guy that blew up the first whale and changed the world forever.
That soundtrack of them just shoving dynamite into the porthole.
Just at the end,
you're nuts. Yeah.
At the end, when Einstein's like, "What have you done?" There's all these whales blowing up.
Mr. Whale Oppenheimer is just like, Mr. President, I've made some bad decisions. Like, I have blood on my hands too. You don't think I've gone around blowing up a couple of whales? You don't get to be the fucking the big man that's top without blowing up a fair amount of whales.
Strauss is like, it was my idea to blow up a whale.
No, you said a dolphin. That's a fucking stupid idea. That's a coat that's only for coats. A dolphins are coats. You don't. The whale blubber's too light.
That's specifically for a swimsuit for Miss Croft. Okay, so shut up.
Who the hell is Croft? Shut the fuck up, you moron.
Anyway, Nolan, you can have that one for free.
Yeah. Nolan's like, thank God I had Tom Holland penciled.
Ripped up the Odyssey. Guys, I was listening to a podcast the other day. They've got a great pitch. Round up the crew, cancel this budget. We're going over there.
Guess who's voicing the whale? That's right, Mr. Holland himself. He's a light man, and I think he'll nail it.
He's a little British beached whale.
Just trying to give it a go.
Cillian Murphy's returning as the bomber. We've given him a bigger hat this time.
Yeah, it's more of a Cockney hat,
It's
like
more of a
a Peaky Blinders hat. He's just shoving it with TNT. He's getting all up in there. This stunt's good, but it goes.
That's a good stunt.
The stunt's good. They jump off a building. It's very cool. However, it goes for a little bit too long. I mean, you just be like, we were floating there for a while.
Tell you what, these characters are addicted to floating down onto specific items. They land on a boat. Later, they do the same thing and land on a car. They're just always landing on things.
Yeah, it's a cool sequence. I do like that this was just what you had to do for. Isn't this funny? This is like the lowest common denominator for a film. Like, we gotta do some stupid, insane stunt.
Yeah.
And now we revel at Tom Cruise doing it. But that was just the norm back
No,
then.
back then they were like, nobody's going to see this if we don't do a massive stunt. And now they're just like, don't worry, nobody cares about the stunt.
Red Bull YouTube really ruined that for us. I guess we'll
Sure
just do
did.
it all in green screen. Maybe the internet was a mistake.
Anyway, so she barges in on a little family and is like, hey, I need to crack this orb wide open. I'm going to blow your minds during breakfast.
Chinese SpongeBob is on. They are vibing. It's a good
They're
episode.
vibing. I was like, let's stay with the episode for 20 more minutes before we keep going.
That's why I thought the extra 20 minutes went.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, you know what? Well spent.
The innovation for them to play a full episode of SpongeBob during Lara Croft Tomb Raider, The Cradle of Life, really is what ticked it over into getting that Oscar.
Now, she locks up Gerard Butler here, right? Which is weird. The third act starts with him out of it.
We have this scene where she puts the two biggest guns I've ever seen under a pillow. You're not going to sleep well.
Oh my God. You're going to crick in your neck.
Yeah.
Crick in your neck.
I like that Gerard Butler went to go put down his witty little pistol, and he's like, "Oh, there's two guns under there. Bunk, the top bunk."
It's way down. Anyway, they get the orb. She gets visions of just Africa. She's like, I know where we're going. We're going to Africa. It's really a globe-trotting film, but doesn't really feel it.
Only to China and Africa.
Yeah.
Why would it end up in Africa? Did they explain that?
If I had to guess, Alexander might have given it to Cleopatra, who's in Egypt. And then the Serengeti is like, I don't know, 700 kilometers away, or 7,000. So maybe that's why. I guess it's far away.
I like the idea that the cradle can walk.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Wouldn't it be crazy if they got down to the cradle and there was just like two legs attached to it and it just was like kicking its way to like get out of there? Wouldn't that be a wild twist at the end?
It'd be a wild twist. It might be too adorable though. I might fall in love with it. I might fall in love with the whittle box of the
They're
whittle
the
legs.
sexiest legs you've ever seen. The fishnet
You made it. No, you made it horny now.
No,
you made it.
Well, okay, how about this?
You made it Bugs Bunny-esque. I'm now aroused by the box.
It's Betty Boop's legs.
Well, now I'm chubbed up by the box. Pandora. Oh God, it sounds dirty. That sounds dirty. Pandora's box with sweet legs on it. You're a horny
All
freak.
right, fine. They're Leighton Hewitt's hairy little tennis legs.
I'm back in. I'm erect. I'm ejaculating right now. That's crazy. They jump into Africa. They do. You're right. They do. Then she flies in onto a jeep.
Jermaine Honsoon's just like, I'm here now.
Yeah, it's a bit of a go nuts. It does feel like why, you know?
Felt like they couldn't afford to fly Gerard Butler out.
Yeah, and because there's one scene he's in this really blue Sahara.
Oh my God. So it's so clearly they shot it during the day and they were like, it's now nighttime in this scene.
But it's the bluest fucking scene I've ever seen.
And they haven't done it correctly in the sense of like how Nope has made itself blue when they shot in the daytime. They've just pumped up the blue to the point that they all sort of look like they're glowing.
I think
and their teeth aren't right, and the darks are
I think
weird.
they've just put like a gel filter over the camera lens. And like it's nighttime, Gerard, and the butler and the IT guy. Like, well, I guess we'll go save Lara, huh?
Well, in the background's all these daytime animals.
There's an owl sleeping. Like, oh no,
snoring. Oh, sorry, we're getting something up on mic. Is that an owl sleeping?
We can see its Z's. We can see its animated Z's. Who left this here?
I'm getting a lot of me's over the mic. Could we shut that
It's
owl up,
definitely
please?
a nocturnal animal that is making the me's. I can see a zebra wide awake reading the paper.
It's having its morning coffee. It could be earlier in the morning. A lion over there.
It says, "Don't disturb me before I have my morning cup of Joe," and it's mid-sip. It's not an empty. It's not an old cup. It's a freshly brewed cup.
That lion's watch says it's 9 a.m. Why have we left the watch on the lion? Why didn't we watch him?
That blue lion couldn't be more 10 o'clock pilled at the moment. That's a 10 a.m. lion.
The giraffe is watching the morning show live. Why have we left that in shot?
This African tribe gets fucked up. It feels cruel.
It's so mean. Anywhere Lara Croft goes, she leaves destruction on the communities.
She's like, whatever people, what my plan, I kamikaze in, I then go for the most wealthy thing I can find, and any person in my way is just cannon fodder. Is simply cannon fodder.
Let's jump to the animals.
Let's jump into the animals.
Okay, so this is the thing that I remember, like, as a kid, loving. Okay. And that's why I really wanted to talk about these in the last episode, but it's in this one, obviously. There are, like, shadow monsters that go in and out of trees.
They go into a cave. It's not a tomb. It definitely is not a tomb.
Not a tomb. It's never a tomb.
We get all the evil mercenaries, the remnants of the African tribe, and then our freaks. Are blue freaks, and these rock monsters in this like spooky, like evil forest. I've written down the second act in Baldur's Gate 2. If you played it, it's that, which is an odd tone. But yeah, why do you love this monster so much?
What the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
It's not established. They look weird. It's also crazy violence suddenly.
Right.
It's like heads being ripped off, everything like that. And then they get disintegrated when the orb just goes where it needs to.
The orb is very odd.
I just don't know.
I don't know what the rules are.
I don't know what this scene is or why it's here.
No, because it's not like they go, "Hey guys, we don't speak, they don't attack us." It seems like they went, "All right, kill 8 mercenaries," and that's it.
It's crazy. She actually goes, "Don't make a sound," and then the villain fires a gun
And doesn't get his comeuppance.
and doesn't get his comeuppance. He gets his comeuppance later.
God, he gets his comeuppance.
God, he gets his
I
comeuppance.
don't know how, but it ends up being just Lara, the main villain, and they just...
And Gerard Butler is just there. Like, he's like, "Guys, this was easy to find."
Yeah.
But you weren't here on this mission.
Why is it just those two that come down? Why is he...
Everyone else is dead.
But I feel like there's a few people left around. Maybe they're all gone.
I don't know. I think they're all meant to be dead. I like that there's like a weird spiral happening here. So you can be on the ground or on the ceiling or on the side. Like there's a real... The cave network is like physically not possible. It's a really interesting sort of look. It does make it more interesting as a scene.
Oh, 100%. It makes sense that this is where Pandora's box is. It's just odd that that... Maybe it's Hades. Maybe it's like that's what they're going for. Like, it's like hell for Greek. I don't know. Maybe that's what they're going for.
You know, as somebody that doesn't understand or read or interact with any history, this felt spot on.
Yeah, this is pretty much it.
This is, and I guess for you Christian nuts out there, that's all here for you. This ain't Christianity?
Nah, honey.
I'll be damned.
These bastards killed the bastard.
You're kidding.
They really killed him.
Oh, I was going to bounce right into Passion of the Christ from here. I said, wow, this is an interesting thought.
No, this is like Icarus and shit, you know?
Really?
Yeah. This is Pandora, baby. We got Greek. It's Greek. We're in Greece, remember?
Oh, Cain and Abel did this too, didn't they?
Cain and Abel. Maybe a bit earlier.
Nah. We don't know.
We just don't know.
And there's no way of knowing.
And there's no way of fact checking it.
There's no way of fact checking it. There's no way of knowing.
Girl, this little box is in this little pile of goo, and the villain wants it.
The villain's very quick to be like, "Get in there," and just pushes her, and she's like, "I can't reach," and he's like, "Fine, I'll rip your shirt. Yeah, you can reach."
They don't get the box. Lara's got the box. Push the villain in.
Yeah.
Gets all gooey.
He gets super gooey. If this wasn't so CGI heavy, this death would have been sick.
Yeah.
I like that he definitely died a horrible time.
Yes. You're really just waiting for him to just get the worst death because
Yeah.
he's only done bad things.
He's
and
only thrown a bowler at anybody he's seen the entire film.
child, woman, just anybody, just gone, go for them. Go.
She was standing there being like, we killed the villain and we solved Ebola.
Yeah.
Because he had it all.
He had it all.
He was the reason it kept on getting out there. He had it in his pocket.
Isn't it crazy? He took it all and he put it all in his coat pocket. What a
Yeah.
dangerous way. What a high risk, low reward. Good for us, though. I guess we did
Yeah.
pretty well. Now, this scene's insane, Carl.
Oh, this is the only interesting part of the film, even though it's insane and makes no sense.
Okay, just so we know, there's been about 3 scenes with Gerard Butler and Angelina Jolie. First one, they go, prison, we had a past. Second scene in the terracotta things, go, we also had a past. Third, they try and aggressively fuck. She handcuffs him and goes, I'm gonna get ya. We are now left in the pile of goo. She has Pandora's box. Gerard Butler pulls a gun on Lara. Holy shit, Carl. Now I'm thinking, I guess this will be the moment he redeems himself. But then I also remember we've yet to see him do anything.
He's never done a good thing.
He's never done a good thing.
And he's like, I'm just going to take this. I'm owed this.
I'm owed this. I want the box. She even goes, why do you want this box? This box is like a nuke. You can't control it. It's a famous thing you don't want to open.
Yeah.
We even have an idiom for it. Like, don't open Pandora's box. Because
Does that come from Christianity?
Nope. Couldn't be further away from it. Really, and this is more of a myth. It's more of a fun myth, like a fun fable. You can believe it if you want, though.
Wow, religion. They're all together.
Nope. They're all one, and they're all coexisting, I believe.
They all love each other, right?
Totally, man. Buddhism, huh?
Oh,
Those bastards are the only ones that don't like
That is,
that.
you know, Pandora's box totally comes from Buddhism. It'd be crazy if they were down in this tunnel and they'd be like, it's so Buddhist down here.
It's such a-
They were like,
got
no,
big-
it's not.
Going Buddha vibes from this. Only really know one religion. It's very Buddha-y down here.
Yeah, the only one you know. Everything's Buddha-y.
It's pretty
big
big.
monsters
Yeah.
eating everybody.
That's Buddha
Classic
for you.
Buddha.
Yeah, we've all. Yeah.
If I had
yeah,
a
yeah.
tummy to rub every time a massive monster ate someone's head.
Gerard Butler's like, if you don't get my way, Lara, you're gonna have to kill me. And Lara's like, what? I thought we had a thing, but I guess I'll...
She was misreading the whole situation.
Yeah.
She was like, you know what's crazy? Because he's like, I need this for money. She could be like, I'll give you $14 million.
Yeah.
I'm swimming in cash.
I've got so much money. I can't imagine... Like, I get like a bit of buying this, but it's Pandora's box. It's gonna engulf the whole earth.
I know.
That's the whole thing it does.
How nihilistic does he have to be like, yeah, but I'll get rich?
Yeah.
And it's like, no, it
I don't
kills
get the,
everyone.
I don't get the first villain's thing. He's like, once I destroy, and I really can't trust this, most of the world, then I'll be the only one left. It's like, why do you want that? You've got... Anyway, Gerard Butler then gets shot by Lara
Shot.
Croft.
It's
And
great. It's
it's
a beautiful end note to
yeah.
the film. You go, wow, tragedy really did befollow him.
It feels weird because Lara kind of gives a single tear like, how could I lose my not best friend, loose acquaintance? How could I lose my loose acquaintance?
Luckily, she's still got her butler and her tech guy out getting ready to be married. They've got questionable braids. It feels uncomfortable, and they need to get out of there.
It does feel questionable, and the film kind of ends on like these gays are getting married, and
Yeah,
then it's
right.
like I'd rather kill myself, and the film goes, "That's Lara Croft, Cradle of Life."
And that's straight out of the ending of the fourth game. Who would have thought? It's just this, but cubey.
Oh, they really nailed it on cube, basically.
They did.
Yeah. Carl, who would watch Lara Croft, Cradle of
Life.
these balls. Go on.
Look, I'm actually going to stand by what I said originally, which I don't think happens very often. But this is for Gerard Butler fans. He gets to show it all off. He gets to do his thick accent, and then he gets to die a great death at the end. I think that's the way you want to enjoy a
kind of
Gerard Butler film.
That is... He is a bit of a sex symbol, and I guess I just didn't mentally... I guess all he does is look hot, have a fun accent, and then die.
Have you seen The Ugly Truth? It's so sexist, and yet he's so charming in it. And yet all he does is say horrible things to people. It couldn't be worse. Couldn't be more a product of the time. And yet you want to fuck him, and you want him to succeed.
I guess if you want to fuck Gerard Butler, guys, and he kind of wins. I feel like he gets the up on Angelina Jolie. She
does.
kind of looks like the simp in this situation.
That's right.
Which is crazy because she didn't have to.
Yeah.
Didn't really have to.
Do we think it would have worked better if this was Daniel Craig? Like, would we be like, this feels like a natural progression from the first film?
I think so, but it would have, of course, because they wouldn't have had to have those weird scenes like, we have a history. Do you want to explain it? No. It's fine.
No.
Don't worry about that. I would have believed that they've been running into each other. And I guess it would have been a bit more sad seeing Daniel Craig, but it would also be like, you really still thought you could take Pandora's box and use, that's pretty evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oscar, who would watch Lara Croft Tomb Raider,
Ooh.
The Cradle of Life?
If you've just been loving those Croft games, huh? Those big Croft games. I don't know. It wasn't as fun as the first one, and maybe that's because it's so quickly after. You really should not watch these back to back. You should watch them, I guess, kind of blind in the first cinema, and then 2 years later see it on a TV. These films, I kept looking on Wikipedia, and it kept being like, this was the third highest watched film 4 years after it released on British TV. And I was like, what is that statistic? And why have so many people in Britain wanted to see it? But I guess it does feel like, I'll tell you what, it does feel like an absolutely perfect streaming film.
It does.
In the sense that
if you're British and you've seen it, can you email us? Why?
Oh, I guess she's British. Is that why?
Well, yeah, I guess so. But, I mean, you're not even really supporting an actual Brit, so who
No,
cares?
she seems pretty anti-British,
Yeah.
really. At one point, she drops the accent just because.
Yeah, just because she's like, and you know what, I never respected you.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, okay.
Okay,
Oscar,
goodness.
what are we doing next week?
Carl, I think we're just committed to watching the new Tomb Raider.
And then Law-Abiding Citizen. I've decided. That's what we're doing.
So what? We're taking up. We're Gerard Butlering, keeping up the Tomb Raider, and then Gerard Butlering.
Hell yeah.
Okay, huge. And then I wouldn't mind to keep rolling into more Gerard Butler.
It might just be Gerard Butler for the rest of the year.
I think Gerard Butler's kind of the podcast now. I think he has enough films we could Gerard Butler.
I want Jerry Butts to call in every episode, and we know he listens
Big fan.
every episode, and let us know how much he did get paid.
Yeah.
That way,
I think it would make every film make a lot more sense.
It absolutely would when he's like, oh, 12 million. You
like,
go,
oh.
okay, great.
Okay, well,
yeah,
that's
for
fair
sure.
enough.
That
Fair
makes a lot of sense why you're here,
You
Gerard.
nailed it, Gerard. You nailed Gerard. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.